Windows that can help power buildings and cars on a sunny day. Well, that's the promise from a new type of near-invisible solar cells developed by scientists from NTU. Imagine something 10,000 times thinner than human hair. Well, that's how thin these so-called perovskite solar cells are. And despite that, they're among the most efficient ever built. The cell's semi-transparent and color-neutral properties could pave the way for solar cells to be incorporated into buildings, vehicles, and even wearables. Well, here to share more is Associate Professor Annalisa Bruno from the School of Physical and Mathematical Sciences and the School of Material Science and Engineering at NTU Singapore. That's quite a mouthful, but I've just spent the past few minutes watching you set up this, it truly is, something precious. And tell us first, you've brought them in here with you, right in front of you. Tell us what exactly are these ultra-thin perovskite solar cells and how they work?
Okay, thank you for having me today, and it's a pleasure to be here. So usually the usual silicon solar cells that we see around us on our rooftop, they are built to be thick and opaque because they want to absorb all the possible light. Perovskite solar cells, they give us the possibility to develop very thin absorbing layer, where this absorbing layer, as you mentioned, they can be 10,000 times thinner than a human hair. Okay. And still, the technology that we developed, the semi-transparent perovskite solar cells, these allow the light to go through, but at the same time, also to be able to produce electricity. So these are an example of our ultra-thin perovskite solar cells, as you can see here, and actually the light can pass through, but still we are able to produce light. So what does it mean practically? That we can use these solar cells inside windows, or we can put on the windows so the light can still pass through and we are able to produce electricity.
How does it work? It's no bigger than a SIM card. I mean, yes, to be honest with you, slightly bigger than a SIM card. So how would it work?
Yeah, we will need to scale up these technologies. These are prototypes that are developed in the lab. Our laboratory is an NTU, but the idea is that they can be scaled up, and this technology can be scaled up to cover the overall windows.
Okay, so it can be big, but yes, it's just the thinness that actually is its selling point.
Yes.
So how do these compare with the solar panels that we see and familiar with today, like on buildings?
Yes. Yep. So mostly of the one that we see around us, they are based on silicon, which is a different material, and they are extremely good. They are extremely efficient, but they are thick and opaque because they are built to absorb all the possible light. So they work very well on the rooftop, but our idea is transform new surfaces, such as windows, in power-generating surfaces.
Right.
So to have the two technology to complement each other.
Right, so you could have the traditional solar panels and perhaps one of these in a wearable, in a window. Tell us a bit about how, what are the other uses that can come out of
they can be windows, but they can also be other facade of the building. They can be used also in the rooftop of the cars, of our cars. Yes, exactly. Our bus stop, right? On the bus stop, to cover the bus stop without having a thick and heavy solar cell.
Okay, so you mentioned all these different uses. How much power can they actually generate at scale?
Okay, so of course, one window we cannot power one building.
Yes.
We cannot. Yeah. But we can still produce, especially in our building that we have in our city, where we see enormous surface, like in mostly of the mega cities around the world, we see enormous surface, glass surfaces, and they have a large space to be used. Yeah. And in this case, we can really offset a lot of our indoor use inside the building. So we can power our gadgets, we can power the ventilation, we can cover a substantial part of our usage in the building.
How much do you predict? Maybe half?
Maybe it can be 1/3, probably. Yes,
Okay.
roughly.
Yeah, I was interested because, people are still very attached to their fossil fuels, right?
Yes.
And to be honest, it took us a while to get to a place where solar panels are actually being used. So do you think that, this is going to be able to scale up quickly and replace this?
Okay, at this moment in time, I don't see one technologies that can replace solar fuels. I see more like a portfolio of technologies that they can help us to move towards this direction.
Right.
So, with this idea in mind, I think that we have at this moment in time a range of technologies they can absolutely offset our dependence on fossil.
Okay, so I like this idea of a portfolio. So how soon? When are we going to see this become available? I want my wearable,
Okay, so perovskite product in worldwide, they are very close to commercialization. In some places more than others, but they are already very close to commercialization for this product based on perovskite. Particularly for these ultra-thin perovskite solar cells, this is still at the laboratory stage, and we foresee to scale up. We see very good preliminary results in terms of stabilities, so we foresee the possibility of scaling up in the next few years and to be commercially available.
All right, come back then again, and
Thank you.
we look forward to being able to start to build on our portfolio.
Yes.
Solar solutions.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Associate Professor Annalisa Bruno from NTU there.